Hey everyone, this is Vikas from SmallAcademy and welcome to another part of random image generator with JSON API. And in the last video, we extracted the data. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to extract the data that we need for our application. So in the last image, we dumped all the data that we received from the API. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to extract the image. So let me show you the response that we have. So whenever we open this API, we're going to get this JSON response with all this data, right? So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to extract this URL. So this is the cat image URL, and I'm going to display this cat image in our image view that we have here in our activity main, right? So this is the image view where we will display our image. So let's go ahead and do that. And first things first, what I'm going to do here in the main activity is I'm going to comment out this response, and here I'm going to extract the response. Okay, so as I told you in the previous video, we have this JSON array, JSON object, and we also have array of JSON here inside, and we also have these other things. So first we have extracted our response contains this array. Okay, now next step is to extract this JSON object. So I'm going to go ahead and extract this JSON object, and this JSON object is going to have all this data. So let me show you how we can do that. So here I'm going to first create the JSON object variable. So JSON object, okay, and this is going to be our cat data. So I'm just going to name it as kitty data. And here from the response, we can get the JSON object, and here we need to pass the index. So index, if you don't know, is the position where this JSON object is present. So inside this JSON array, we only have one JSON object. So we can pass 0 as and it will point to this particular JSON object. So let me go ahead and pass 0 here. Okay, I have already done that. And now it is displaying some error. That means it might throw some exception, so we need to surround it with try catch block. Now I have surrounded it with try catch block, and it's the error is resolved. Okay, now if I go here and log the data that we have received in our kitty data variable, you're going to get the exact thing without this JSON array. Okay, so we're gonna get content of this JSON object. So we'll get this breeds, ID, URL, width, and height. So let me run that just to show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, the application is running now, and if we go to the log cat here and let me click on this refresh button here. Okay, now you can see it is having this on response, and inside this we have this JSON object instead of JSON array. Okay, so this particular cat is not having any breeds information. It is having the URL and width and height. So now I will extract this URL, this one, and I will display that in our image view that we have here. So let's go ahead and do that. So this kitty data is having all the information we need, that is URL of the cat. So I'm going to extract the cat URL. So cat URL is a string. So I'm going to create one string variable, cat URL here, and I will get the string, and here I need to pass the key that is available here in the JSON response. So this is the URL. Okay, so I'm going to pass that URL here, and now if I log this, I should be able to get that cat URL. Okay, and I'm going to run this again, and we will see if we can get the cat URL. Okay, I have clicked on the refresh button, and now you can see we are having this cat URL. Okay, now our job is to display this cat URL in our image view, and we can do that using the Picasso, obviously. Okay, Now I will use the Picasso library that we have. So picasso.get.load, and here we need to pass a URI, and we have the cat URL obviously, and into the target is the image view. Now I have not created the variable for image view, so I will do that now. Image view, cat image view is the name that I'm going to give, and here I need to get the XML resources. So cat image view, find view ID, r.id, and the kitty image. And now I will pass the image view here, and this should work. So let me run this again. And here when I click on this refresh button, it should load the cat image. Okay, let me do that again. And you can see it is loading the image, but the image is really small. Let me fix that by going here. I will make that layout width and height of image view to match parent, and after that here I will make it fit center. I don't know. And run this again. Okay, now it is fulfilling all the available space inside this image view. Okay, and now you may have noticed when we run this application, it is not loading the cat image by default. Okay, so you can see here it is not loading the cat image. It is only loading the cat image once we click on this refresh, right? So let me go ahead and fix that for you. So we can fix that by calling this get image directly in the onCreate, because right now we are calling the get image when the refresh button is clicked. So I will just call this get image. Let me copy this from refresh here. Okay, let me expand this, and I will call this just before this onClick listener. So whenever our app is running, it's going to call this get image, and it is going to pass the API URL so that it will load the image automatically when we run our application. So our app is running and it is loading the image, and you can see we are having this different image. And if I click on refresh, it's going to load another image, and if I click on refresh again, it will load the another image. Okay, so this is the basic part of this application, and in the next part we will go ahead and implement this download button and I button so that we will be able to display the different information for this particular cat if available. So I will see you in the next part.